Hey, I forgot to turn on the recording when I did that intro. Hey, this is the round. This is the round of 8 game of the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 56. Chat bands are Wukong, Kassadin, Nidalee, and Kha'Zix. Okay, cool. They started the game. Wukong.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wukong, Cass, Nidalee, Kha'Zix. Now, these characters are banned for the following reasons. Wukong has an armor reduction. He has an AoE airborne. He has a good initiate, and he's difficult to kill. Really, really good Wukongs also know how to do some cool tricks with decoy that people are sometimes just not ready for. Wukong is a great character, and he synchronizes well with any other AD champion. Wukong Pantheon, Wukong, any other champion that's bursty. So Wu Pantheon, Wu Xin, Wu Li, all of these are good combinations with each other. And then anything else like Wukong Jax, Wukong Vi is really scary if you want to make sure they just have no armor at all. Then you can run that combo. Just the way that he works well with other AD characters makes him really, really good. Kassadin has extreme mobility. He has all of the mobility in the game, practically, because of Rift Walk. He has a long-duration silence. He can chase very well. He can escape very well. Difficult character to deal with because he takes multiple hard CCs in a coordinated fashion to lock him down long enough to be able to kill him. So it's easier to ban him than have to pick a comp that can handle that. Nidalee, her poke is extreme. If you try to capture a tower and Nidalee's in the bushes anywhere near it, you're not going to get that tower. You need to wait for a second person to be there, because every time you try and cap it, she's going to throw a spear at you. So, it's unfortunate that Nidalee is that good. She has a heal, which is also good, and it helps her team out a lot. And then the last ban was Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix has extraordinary single target damage. You can jump over walls that other characters cannot, using Evolved Leap. And he's tough to kill. His ult's good. He does a lot of damage. Good, solid character. We have some chat bans here as well. We have Amumu, Kale, Jace, Elise, Teemo, and an empty space that has yet to be filled.
On the edge of my seat.
Yeah, man. My seat edge is too far away, so I'm not on it, but I have scooted towards the center mass of the chair, as opposed to the back. Amumu has a stun. He has a AoE snare, a root, and percent damage. Good character. Lots of damage. Amumu with Blackfire Torch is pretty scary. He will burn you alive, and then the torch will run out because he cries so much that it runs out of fire. But you know, you can't have everything. Jace, great character, long range poke. He's good in melee, and he's very fast. His movement speed enables him to be active on the map in ways that other characters can't. Other characters, though, that can are Teemo, who's also banned because Teemo's movement speed and map presence. Teemo brings a blind, he brings great damage, he brings map control and vision with the Noxious Traps, and he's fast on top of that. Did I say fast twice? He's fast. It has a hyphen. It's great. Teemo's a good character for that reason. Everything that he has is good in this map, so seeing him banned is not really too big of a surprise. Kale is a character whose damage can get completely carried away late game. She is very killable. That's true. But if around the 15-minute or later mark, if Kale has items, your team is going to get run over if you guys cluster up. It's outrageous what a Kale is capable of. So she's a character that doesn't really pay off for a while, but it's easier to ban her than, surprise, Righteous Fury. Elise has a stun. She's hard to kill because of Repel and her spider form, which still gives her armor and MR, right? They haven't changed that yet?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So you have to worry about that. And her damage is good on top of that. It's a spider. She's pure Australia. It's great. Dynov, one of these days, he's actually going to pick Vigor. And it will be...
It's gonna happen.
It will be
Maybe
scary.
It's today.
Lulu Lulu being banned as well, so we're not going to see her being played. This game, Lulu has an excellent slow. When you thought you killed someone, they have a health increase and a shield, and all of your abilities are on cooldown. They are not dead, and they're probably going to kill you. Lulu's carries are fed up with your crap, and they're going to kill you. You have to watch out for that, because your stuff's all on cooldown, they're still alive, Lulu has just slowed you, and it's just bad times. Lulu is fast on top of that, so it's a little rough. Now let's go ahead, Generique. This is a throw, Generique. Generique, why don't you talk about the champs that are being picked here?
Alrighty. Well, Armor is picking Urgot. Urgot is a really strong bot or top laner. I imagine he's going to go bot lane this match. He has really long range on his abilities, and if you try and get up close with him to try and fight him, he has a shield, he has a damage reduction on his auto attacks, and he also has an armor strat that he can use against you. So there's just no winning against Urgot. Zyra, she got banned last game, so we're going to get to see her this game on Half-Hearted. So if I remember us talking about how like Half-Hearted was a target ban for Zyra last games, we'll get to see just how crazy she is. She has so much teamfight presence. With her massive AoE knockup, she has her plants, and when you finally kill her, she just nukes you for some crazy 2 damage now. It's just not okay. She has a lot of long-range poke that she can also use to help keep control of points, and her damage is also pretty impressive. Dynov has finally settled on Jarvan. He didn't pick Veigar this week, sadly, but maybe next week. Maybe later on in the tourney if they events, we'll see. But Jarvan is a really good tanky DPS champion. His damage is pretty impressive for how much utility he also offers. He has an area of effect knockup. He has his Cataclysm, which creates an impassable ring of terrain that can just do really nasty things to everyone who's caught in it if a team fight were to happen. He also has a pretty good defensive steroid. Overall, really solid champion. Trundle, I linked a video in the Twitch chat so we can see just how crazy he is right now. His rework has done him a lot of favors. It smoothed out the kind of auto-attack animation he had with his Rabid Bite. He also has a lot of sustain, though. So bot lane, he's really strong. Top lane, he's also so strong because of the sustain he gets off of champion kills. He has a really short cooldown ultimate that he can use for even more sustain if that wasn't enough. He reduces armor and magic resistance, and he can also steal attack damage. He's really strong against other melee champions. So a really strong champion. Campstigator is picking Maokai. Maokai's a really good tank. He could go top lane or bot lane. He has some decent poke with his saplings. He's got his AoE ultimate, which also reduces damage taken in a team fight. So that also really helps out his team. He also has a Ro8 as low. Overall, really solid champion. Great tank for top lane. Vpop has picked Vayne. Vayne is a really scary AD carry. Late game, she becomes so nasty. No one wants to see a late game Vayne. It's just so frightening. Her single target damage is through the roof. She has true damage, but also percent health true damage. And there's, I think, Frozen Heart and Radun's Omen are counters to that, and a few other champion abilities that can reduce attack speed. So she's really crazy. She's also reasonably safe because she has her stealth that she can use. She can stealth in any direction. She's kind of difficult to pin down in the right hands. Akali is a really good single target burst assassin. She also has a decent amount of mobility with her ultimate, which lets her jump from person to person. And her bubble, her stealth bubble, keeps her difficult to pin down unless you have some kind of stealth detecting item. So a really good assassin overall. I like her. Tayun is playing Cassiopeia this time and not Twisted Fate. Cassiopeia's single target sustained magic damage and also AoE magic damage is so crazy. She has long range poke that she can use. She has a lot of mana costs, but those get negated by the Dominion mana buff, which increases all mana regen. Her teamfight presence is also really strong with her AoE ultimate, which can either stun or slow everyone for 2 seconds, depending on what they're facing. Really strong mage champion. She can go pot or top lane. Really looking forward to see her because she's also one of my favorites. Karma we see. Karma is a really good mage. We don't see her so much on Summoner's Rift, and people think she's quite underpowered there. But I think Karma's actually a really good champion. She offers a lot of utility to her team. She has some decent poke. She has a root. Overall, really solid mage champion for any team. I really like her. And then Wolfer has picked Fizz. Fizz has a knockup with his shark. He's really difficult to pin down. He's got dashes. He's got untargetability. Just so annoying. Not quite Shaco level annoying, but he approaches there. Really good champion as well. And then not finally, I think that's everyone. Did I catch them all? Yeah.
Cool.
So that's in the teams. Really good picks on both teams. Should be a really good match. These are 2 outstanding Dominion teams who've gotten first place in Dominion tournaments before. Some of the players, that is, not the actual teams themselves. However, the one team, we're pretty much a big deal, has gotten first place before.
You know what I'm seeing in this game
What
that
are we seeing?
I'm not seeing in other games? Where's the purple?
Oh my goodness, purple champs are OP. This is not good.
This is like Spring Green Master Race on the left side right over here. Just look at that. Look at all the green and gold. Which coincidentally, those were my high school's colors. Green and gold. Our mascot was the dragons, or was a dragon. So we had the best mascot ever. It's pretty. It was pretty much a big deal.
We had a blue bear. It was. I don't know what the deal was there, but he was kind of there feeling blue because our football team never won anything.
Oh.
But all of our arts were really good, so we liked them.
Look at these two team comps here. What am I seeing? I'm seeing an Ackley, and I'm really excited to see her be played.
One thing is that they have a colleague team. Clueless is extremely squishy. Cassiopeia, Fizz, Vayne, and Zyra are all very explodable.
The trees are going to fight with each other. No deforestation to be had this game. BB Pop on Vayne, Science Trundle. I'm happy about Trundle. He's being used. It used to be like, Trundle what? When you saw Trundle in the patch changes, you were like, wait, they remembered he's there? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's like, why is my team trolling me by picking Trundle? This isn't okay.
Hype that Vayne up. Okay, so, okay. Buddha Rice is giving me a request to hype the Vayne. Alright, BB Pop playing Vayne. Here's the deal with Vayne in this game. We saw BB Pop Quinn last game, and that damage that he did was great. Okay? Whoa, Buddha Rice says he's a better Vayne than Buddha Rice, and Buddha Rice is the best Vayne as far as I'm concerned. So that's interesting. My overlay's freaking out. It'll be there in just a second. And I'll keep talking. Alright, now I've got it. Okay.
Dominions Double Lift is also a good Vayne player, so we can see a bit of rivalry going on.
Okay, here's what we're gonna see from BB Pop. We are going to see somebody try to fight Trundle, and Vayne will just kill them. And then we're going to see somebody try and kill Vayne because they saw what Vayne did to Trundle's target. So they're going to dive onto Vayne, right? Akali's going to jump in and be like, "Hi, I'm Akali," and she's going to be like, "No, get back!" And she's going to condemn him into a wall. And then Vayne's going to have a Grez's or something, probably, so that Akali's going to be like, "I'm stealth," and Vayne's like, "No, you're not." And then Akali's actually back on the summoner platform. She didn't have time to finish her thought because she died. Karma is going to try and keep Urgot alive, and Urgot's going to try and keep himself alive with the shield, but Vayne's just not going to care, and she's going to do so much damage that Urgot falls apart, and his battery dies. So he'll have to crawl back to the summoner platform. J4 is actually going to pick him up, put him on his horse, and cart him back so that he can get put together, because all of Demasia's emperors and all of Demasia's assassins could not put Battlecast Urgot back together again after BB Pop's Vayne is done with it. Now, Maokai is like, "Hey man, I've got Vengeful Maelstrom, and it's pretty much the best ability in the game." And Vayne's like, "I'm sorry, Maokai, have you heard of True Damage?" And since Maokai doesn't have True Damage, he's like, "No, actually, what is that?" And Vayne's gonna go, "It's a little something like this," and she's gonna say this, and it's gonna proc True Silver Bolts, and Maokai's gonna be like, "Hey, that's not very nice. Why is it still happening? Why am I monologuing while Vayne's killing me?" And then he's gonna get a free trip back to the summoner platform. This is all about Vayne. Cassiopeia with the stun into Vayne shooting people. Wolfer with the airborne into Vayne shooting people. Half-Hard with the snare into Vayne shooting people. Trundle with the Pillar of Filth into Vayne shooting people. There is not a single combo on this entire team that does not transition into Vayne killing everyone in sight. So I'm going to be really interested to see how that plays out. J4 is going to try and dash into Vayne and just get condemned out. He's going to Cataclysm in, he's going to get condemned out of his own Cataclysm, and then Vayne will take control of the Cataclysm and use it to keep other people out, and Akali's just going to look over that little hill like, can you dismiss this, Vayne? I want to kill you. And Vayne's just going to go, "Aw, silly Akali, you're not viable. Go back to the summoner platform." Was that enough hype, guys? This is the round of 8 game DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion tournament number 56. This game is going to be We're Pretty Much a Big Deal versus Clueless. We're Pretty Much a Big Deal, consisting of Armor on Maokai, Dynov on Jarvan IV, Camstigator playing as Akali, Commander Peoples playing as Karma, and Sauron playing as Urgot. On one half of your casters, I am Gandair, and casting with me is
Generique. On Team Purple, we have Clueless, we have Science playing Trundle, Taeyeon playing Cassiopeia, Wolfer playing Fizz, B-Pop playing Vayne, and Half-Hearted playing Zyra.
Let's get the Vayne cam going right here. Gotta make Buddha Rice proud. Look at that cape. The cape makes no sense. It's like barely attached by only a little bit of fabric at the top and fans out at the bottom. That puts a lot of stress on those stitches for no reason. And Vayne caught the drill! Okay, back to things that are actually relevant. Top of the map, there's a little bit of poke going off up here. J4 and Zyra shooting some shots off. Now, Zyra is great at the windmill fight because of her ability to zone, and her AoE damage is outrageous. Seeing Cassiopeia in the top lane, which I actually don't see a lot of Cassiopeia top, but it makes sense.
See Jarvan come down with the engage on a Cassiopeia. Vayne stuns him down. Dynam is going down to the combined effort. However, they do manage to take down Zyra really quickly. Sarah comes down. They're trying to focus Armor right now, while Science is also going down. Armor very low health. Cassiopeia going in with tons of damage. Armor tries to get away, but he does get taken down by Taeyeon on Cassiopeia. Taeyeon getting super low. Bebop chasing down Camstigator with Vayne, but backs off. And Science going on to Commander Peoples. But it looks like Zyra manages to snare them, manages to take down Karma. Camstigator does get away though on Akali. Taeyeon gets engaged on by Dynam, takes him down, but Bebop is right now dueling with Dynam, and it looks like Bebop might be able to take him down.
When you get into a gunfight with a guy with a lance, you shouldn't be able to win, but Bebop doesn't believe in imbalanced fights. You just shoot with your crossbow. Look, Jarvan's leaving the fight because of Vayne's damage right there. Science getting chased down. Not quite going to get tethered by Commander Peoples, just barely getting away from that. Oh, takes a Karma shot to the face, though, and has to retreat there. Oh, no, he walked into the sapling! Oh, dear. That was not so good. Bebop does not get airborne by Maokai. Maokai not able to connect. Maokai dies in the middle of nowhere. That's a very interesting place to get killed at. Taeyeon is keeping Commander Peoples away there, seeing zoning. Oh, Trundle Cassiopeia sandwich. Karma, I don't know if she's going to be able to get away from that. She has the shield right there. She has the movement speed. Is Trundle be able to connect? He just needs one hit. No, he's not going to get it. Akali even throws down the smoke bomb to slow any would-be chasers. And now in control of the windmill, Fizz is going to go back. Trundle is going to go back. Karma's heading down towards probably going to recall soon, I'd say, with the health looking like that. Either he's going to fish for relics and circle back up to the top. Sauron on the bottom lane. Nothing really too fascinating going on in the bottom lane. Sounds a tiny bit ahead in gold, but nothing serious. Looks like both teams just looking for position on the map right now.
That was a really impressive windmill fight. We saw both teams, lots of poke from Clueless, lots of hard engage from We're Pretty Much a Big Deal, but ultimately Clueless came out on top. We see Dynam getting caught out by 3 members of Clueless, however, Armor is also there on Maokai. We see Taeyeon ult him down, Dynam trying to get down onto Bebop, however she does get the stun on Dynam, Dynam goes down, and Armor is getting chased away from them. We see Half-Hearted getting engaged on by Camstigator on Commander Peoples, he goes down, Armor gets away, it's still 3v3. However, Clueless are zoned away from their windmill. And Camstigator and Commander Peoples are still very high health, so they might be able to take this point if they manage to zone away Clueless from the point. And Bebop goes away, so it's 3v2.
Maelstrom isn't available right now, though. Unfortunately, Science taking a lot of damage right there, but he's Trundle and is pretty durable. Normal champion would have died already, but Science is just barely alive because let's blame that on the Trundle rework. Why not? Taeyeon's trying to zone Camstigator away. They're looking to try and connect with Science there. Science circles back around. Tags out for Bebop. It looks like Bebop going in for Armor right there. Where's that true damage proc? That's exactly what I was talking about. True damage proc. Maokai, free trip back to Summoner platform. Bebop gets engaged on by J4 right there and gets snared by Karma, unfortunately, there. And Dynam just decides to pick up every single kill possible. However, we have Half-Hearted here with Zyra, and Half-Hearted's probably going to be able to keep this from getting turned around. Zyra has great AoE ability, great ability to delay and zone, plus they are low on health. It's one tower airborne away from being a complete unmitigated disaster. Final hour popped by Bebop's Vayne, chasing down Jarvan because Vayne hates Demacia apparently, and Camstigator getting zapped by Zyra there.
Great play from Clueless. It looked like Clueless might have lost their windmill there for a few moments, but they did manage to come back. Bebop went back on Vayne, being low health, and was able to rejoin the top fight in the end and get a great cleanup onto Jarvan. And I think it was Karma or Akali. Taeyeon getting the relic. Kind of quiet for now, though.
And it's a positional moment in the game where both teams are trying to set up shop somewhere. Looks like they were going down the bottom lane, checking to see if there were maybe any ganks. They didn't find any. Akali over here in the middle of the map right there. Commander Peoples getting caught. The pillar comes down. He's going to add a little bit of a slow right there. But, ooh, good Beautiful ultimate by Cassiopeia. Ultimate goes down from J4 right there.
We do see Jarvan go down. They are trying to get onto half-hearted and Bebop, but there's a lot of split focus going on right now. Campstigator goes down, Armor's gonna get cleaned up as well. They do manage to take down Cassiopeia, however, a 3v4, no, 4 people for 1 people. Very much in Team Clueless's favor. Great engage from them. Bot lane, we do see some aggression from Wolfer and Sauron, however. Wolfer getting very low, however, Half-Hearted is there to respond. Awesome plants, and they managed to pick up the kill on Sauron's Urgot.
And they're not able to go for that bottom play because Sauron does have the revive, uses it immediately. Zyra not going to be able to go for that point there. Garrison just barely saving this tower over here from getting neutraled. And that was an amazing ultimate by Cassiopeia right there.
Mm-hmm.
That
Great
just
disengage.
shut down that entire approach.
We did see Sauron pick up the kill on Half-Hearted, however, it is still very much in Clueless's favor. Wolfer coming up top, however, Sauron is also coming up to kind of get in on the fun. Dynov taking so much damage from Cassiopeia. It looks like he does go down to the poison. So right now it is a 4v3 in Clueless's favor. 3v2 now.
Science taking some damage right there. Looks like he threw the ultimate on Karma. Wasn't able to connect and get the fight rolling, unfortunately. Being forced back towards the tower. In the bottom lane, Wolfer going for Sauron. Position reversal comes out, and Sauron is going to get taken down. J4
Amazing
might have to go down there to cover? I don't know. We'll find out. Up at the top, different thing going on. BB Pop standing back and shooting. Get a lot of damage in on Campstigator right there while they deal with Trundle. And now Armor getting taken down. Plants can't retreat through plants. Plant walk OP. But in that engagement, something I was just mentioning earlier, kind of offhandedly as a joke, they had a lot of DPS in on Trundle right there, and Vayne just kind of stood back and shot whoever Trundle was dealing with. And Trundle did die, but Vayne was able to get a lot of extra damage in during that fight because they just weren't... They're just not connecting with Vayne, I think, in the way that they need to be to limit her damage.
The other thing about Trundle is that whoever Trundle is focusing, if he gets his ult on them, they become really squishy, because he steals all of their armor and magic resist, so even tanks become squishy, and squishies become total glass. See, a lot of sitting up right now, they're trying to find each other in the jungle, trying to catch someone out of position. Not too much going on. Bot lane, however, we do see a little bit with Commander Peoples and Campstigator trying to get onto Wolfer.
Not able to connect, unfortunately. Wolfer goes towards down the tower. Everyone heading down towards the middle of the map. Cassiopeia picking up the Storm Shield, though, before she shows up. And the other team having not secured their Storm Shield at all. Science eats Armor's magic resist there and chases him away. Sauron going to try and keep him alive, firing some rockets off right there. And now Science trapped in a bad spot. He's in between 4 people there. Cassiopeia's ultimate only tags J4. No one else was looking quite the correct direction. Wolfer goes in, takes down Armor. Half-Heart has to retreat from the fight. And Sauron trying to get BB Pop down, but there's the barrier coming out from Vayne.
Tan trying to pick up the kill on Campstigator. Looks like she's going to go down to the poison. Amazing fight from Team Clueless. I think one person went down for team. We're pretty much big deals for. So all these engagements have been so much in Team Clueless's favor. They're clearly not clueless when it comes to Dominion.
No, they are not. They are not a 90s film. That is not what they are. Send 3 people down here to retake the bottom point. Top was neutraled by minions. It's only Commander Peoples up there. They just deal with Half-Hearted and BB Pop. And if Zyra can get a snare off, then BB Pop's Vayne can just sort of unload on Karma. It looks like he's actually going for it anyway. The tether, though, is going to break that chase off, unfortunately. They're going to turn around the windmill, no problem, it looks like. Peoples looks like he's going to actually swing down for the bottom point, knowing that the bot laner is sort of contained. He's falling back, knowing that he's extended past his stuff, but there's people following him. And oh, he walked into the missile, unfortunately. So Wolfer took the extra damage, pole vaults over the minion. Akali does connect with him, and he turns around and goes the other way. Commander Peoples tags him with some damage, and Fizz just didn't have anywhere to go right there.
Impressive display from him, pretty much a big deal. They do manage to take down Wolfer. It looks like Science is going down, but he is Trundle and he has so much to stand and he manages to get away.
BB Pop's Vayne. True, so close to getting caught by Akali right there, but was able to back off. And Dynov now, final hour comes out from Vayne there. And looking for a 5-man push up here at the top, maybe going for a full 5v5 up here at the windmill. Defensive garrison and offensive garrison both being used there. Campstigator and Armor getting caught out away from everyone else underneath the tower. That's a lot of free damage they didn't need to take right there. The Lobster does not connect. Fizz kind of throwing that away off to the side right there, but they're still able to catch up and wipe the team. There are revives coming out right now, though.
5-for-1 exchange for Team Clueless. This is something interesting about this game, too, is that we're seeing a lot of 5v5 fights. We saw one bot lane earlier, we just saw one top lane. It's usually 4v4, but everyone's just getting in on the action right now.
And those revives saved the refinery from being captured right there. They would have been able to pick that up, however, revives were used, they got people back out onto the map, and were able to defend that point. Now, the fight's a little bit lopsided up at the top because they are freshly revived, they have extra health, they have mana, the other teams just fell back to the top there. Akali picking up the double kill. Science is going to try and have to solo D this against 3 people. I don't know if Trundle can do it.
Trundle has a lot of sustain, but it's going to be tough. It looks like they're going to get the neutralize off. Bot lane, we see some fight in between Sauron, Half-Hearted, Wolfer, and Dynov. Dynov goes down to Wolfer. Half-Hearted goes down to Sauron, however. We do see the passive from Zyra connect on Sauron. Lobster goes down. Oh, good job, Wolfer. He does manage to take down Sauron despite being exhausted. Top lane Taeyun is right now trying to poke down Commander Peoples.
Uh-oh.
They do manage to take down.
Smells like Akali. Yep.
She comes in. Beautiful job.
A great delay there by Science. That point did not get captured by the enemy team. He was able to keep it neutral. He lived for such a long time in that top lane. So did Commander Peoples. Excellent on his part, too, for being able to stay active and in those fights for as long as he had. J4 coming up here now. He's going to dash through. Kick with BB Pop there. See the Grezes go off at the top of the map there. And the Yomus from J4 coming out. But even with that Yomu's active, he's still not able to put down enough hurt to kill Vayne, unfortunately. And Commander Peoples getting chased away from the fight again there. Still alive, still at low health and mana. Armor getting poked down. And uh-oh, that Maelstrom could spell disaster for Vayne. No, she barely lives. Meanwhile, Sauron found the Boneyard.
But Wolfer does miss the ultimate on the Campstigator. It looks like Campstigator and Sauron are going to be able to take down Wolfer and get their point back. And they are defending the other point down there. So right now, if Akali gets this in time, team, we're pretty much a big deal. We'll have 3 points. But we're Half-Hearted is engaging onto Sauron. You see the plants come down. It is Vayne and Zyra versus Sauron, so it will be tough.
They're doing a good job of keeping Sauron back so that they can cap. There goes the CV there. Shows them exactly what's going on. They see Akali approaching, so they start falling back away from that point. The vision gets revealed there as well. They're going to fall back towards their summoner platform at the top. It's like Science against all odds again up here. He does have Taeyun behind him. Taeyun does not connect with the ult, unfortunately. It's going to keep Commander Peoples busy while Science tries to make things happen up here. Taeyun does get the kill on Commander Peoples, and they force J4 and Maokai away from the top, and they force Sauron away from the bombs. They are going to pick up the Boneyard, and they now have the enemy team under 100 Nexus health, and they're looking to close out this game.
One thing I will say down there, we also saw Akali onto Vayne. Akali did manage to come out on top despite getting condemned by Vayne and managed to pick up the kill.
And
we see Dynov
J4
coming down with the ultimate on the Cassiopeia, however, Science is chasing him down along with B-Pop and he just melts to the rest of the damage.
Akali retreating back a little bit. She knows she doesn't have a lot on that. She won't be able to do too much against that comp with Zyra there, with the vision there. Vayne has the Grezes as well, so the stealth games aren't really going to happen. Down the bottom, Wolfer and Commander Peoples, Earth the Manatee, succeeding in defeating Karma right there. The Manatee just too strong for her to be able to deal with. And Wolfer's just going to go ahead and back off. He was able to pick up the kill there. He can't make a play for the tower, though, because Sauron is back, unfortunately.
Still trying to find each other. Looks like Dynov did manage to find Science over. Taeyun also finds him. Lots of poke going down on Dynov right now, and B-Pop is coming around the corner to pick up the kill. Wolfer is also there and manages to get the kill, and Akali goes down too.
Every single person in that team was in on that J4 kill. They absolutely positively wanted him dead right there. True Silver Bolt procs going down, barrier on her, and Vayne, nope, not going to be able to connect, unfortunately. Just can't quite get there in time, but she's able to chase Peoples away. It's going to give them time to get this point neutral, but they might not be able to get the full capture there unless BB Pop is able to keep peoples away from Wolfer. We'll see if he's able to do so. It's a lot of damage from Karma there, and he does buy enough time. Sauron does not tag BB Pop with the Corrosive Charge, though, so he's not going to have the benefit of those Seeking shots. However, he is able to connect in the end and take Vayne down. Wolfer going to bail out from this bottom point right now. He doesn't have anything on that. No moves has been used by J4. Gave him the extra speed to try and chase down Wolfer, but he just wasn't able to connect, unfortunately. Refinery was neutraled, and Clueless has been really making them work to try and get back into this game.
You see a little bit of aggression between the plant and the tree, however she does disengage. Not too much going on there. It's all about bot lane right now, as we see all of them head down there, except for Zyra and Maokai. See, the grenade lands onto Wolfer, but he does manage to get away, but Camstigator was able to catch up to her. Dyna trying to get onto Beat Pop, however, Vayne is carrying her around. Vayne manages to pick up the kill on him. Science getting kind of low, but he's still Trundle, so he doesn't die. Yeah, just to sustain through it, and they pick up the kill on Karma. All that's left is Sauron right now, 1v3. Looks like they will manage to get the kill on him.
And BB Pop picking up the 4 for Vayne special down there in the bottom lane. And is going to stay behind to capture that while they send Taeyeon into the middle of the map. Taeyeon going to pick up the relic and probably head up to the top. Zyra and Maokai seem to not be doing so good against each other. Looks like they just need some kind of backup at the top there, and they'll be able to take home this game. They do have the Boneyard back now. Nice stun on J4 from Taeyeon right there, but is Taeyeon going to be okay? Yes, Dynov does get taken down. Manatee comes out, airborne's Karma, followed up by an immediate exhaust afterward to keep more control on the damage output, and yes, just enough damage from that poison. High Peoples is going to go back to the summoner platform, and now they're in a great position. 3v2 in the lower part of the map, Zyra and Mao at the top, both great characters at delaying. All it's going to take is one other person to come up here to make that fight at the top happen, but I don't think they have the resources to split someone off right now with all the pressure in the bottom lane. It looks like they're going to have J4 and Karma make a run for it, but they risk losing the bottom in the process.
Taeyeon does take a lot of damage from Macaulay. Looks like Beat-Pop was chasing down Sauron with Trundle, and they do manage to get him down. Very good job there. Top lane, we see a bit of aggression from Dynov, Armored Commander Peoples onto Zyra. They managed to take her down. It looks like they might be able to neutralize the point. Wolfer not even going to try for a 1v3. And if they do manage to neutralize this, it's not quite GG yet, but we're pretty much a big deal. But Wolfer is going in for the back cap. They will have to respond to this, otherwise it will be GG for them.
Wolfer is going to get the neutral. He won't get the full capture, however. He's going to try and go for the full capture. He can't get it, though. Is he going to... What's the play here? It looks like he's going to go delay them. However, Commander Peoples says, hey, if you want my refinery, I'm going to take your drill. You can't refine the oil if you can't drill for it. That's the method of thinking right here. And they were able to pick up the bottom lane in this exchange. So now they're sort of scrambling to get points. They have points. The question is, are they going to be able to hold them long enough to start turning this around? If they lose a point, they will most likely lose the game unless something else goes neutral at the same time.
Well, Team Clueless has absolutely no points on the map, though, which is very interesting. And Armor even picks up a point. 4 cap for Team are pretty much a big deal. Taeyeon, it looks like he's going to get the drill back, I think it is. Science trying to get onto Karma, but not quite able to. Beat-Pop does manage to take down Star, and it looks like they're going to get their own bot lane point back again.
And Cassiope is going to break off for the windmill. Unless Maokai can get there, Cassiope will be able to get that. And Maokai swung a little bit too far south, though. I don't think anyone will be able to get to the windmill in time.
Dynamo does go down to the combined efforts of Wolfer and Science. Looks like Maokai won't be able to stop the neutral, but he might be able to stop the capture and the GG.
Yep.
Sapling comes down, he can get it.
He's going to delay the game a little bit longer.
Science there, Dyna's rushing as fast as he can to get to top lane. Armor can hold on to it for as long as he can with his vengeful Maelstrom. It looks like Jarvan will be able to get there on time, but not before Armor goes down.
Oh, dashes through the stun!
Beautiful pillar from Science, manages to zone Dyna away for Cassiope to do just enough damage, but Science does ultimately manage to take down Jarvan. Oh my goodness, Armor's still there though, he's going to try to interrupt it, but isn't quite able to.
Nope.
And it looks like it's going to be GG for Clueless. Awesome game. They just took down the team that got first place for the past 2 weeks in a row. And this is their first time back to the tournament in a while.
That was some percent hype, guys, right there at the end of that game. But unfortunately, that Cassiopeia at the very end of that game there, being able to just contribute so much damage while Trundle kept J4 busy. Otherwise, that might have gone differently. So we're gonna go on to the round of 4 next.
The thing I will say, all that Vayne hype that we had before might have seemed excessive, but Vayne ended that game with 20 kills, only 4 deaths.
He delivered on the
assists.
hype.
So, you know what? It wasn't wasted. Cassiopeia did outdamage Vayne, though, so that's a little bit risky there, but we'll just ignore that.
That was, oh my gosh, look at that KDR, 5-1. 5-1 KDR.
So crazy.
That's insane. I don't have to explain what that means, right? You guys know about ratios? I simplified it. 20 kills, 4 deaths.
Mm-hmm. While Dominion isn't about the kills and the deaths, it's still very impressive all the same.
Yeah, it's captures, man. Like, but just wow. That's pretty scare right there. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so it looks like we are going to cut to I'm gonna throw down a commercial for you guys while we set up the next game, so we will be back in just a moment.